Have you ever woken up in the morning, stretched your arms, and thought to yourself, I just don't feel as strong as I used to? Maybe you've noticed your energy fading a little faster, or you've caught yourself thinking about your health more often. It's natural. As we get older, we start paying closer attention to the little things. How we move, how we feel, and of course, how long we'll be around for the people we love. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Studies show that after the age of 75, 99% of deaths are linked to just 5 major causes. That's a staggering number, but here's the good news. You have more control over these risks than you might think. And today, we're going to talk about exactly what they are, and more importantly, how you can avoid them to stay healthy, strong, and independent for as long as possible. Before we dive in, I want you to remember something. Age is just a number. What truly matters is how you take care of yourself. You've made it this far, and that means you're strong, capable, and wise. And by making just a few simple changes, you can add years to your life and life to your years. Let's start with one of the biggest dangers, one that sneaks up on most people without them even realizing it. Heart disease. You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Take care of your heart. But do you know just how serious it is? Heart disease is the leading cause of death for people over 75. And the scary part? Most people don't even feel it coming. It's not always a sudden heart attack or chest pain. Sometimes it's just feeling a little more tired than usual, a little out of breath, a little weaker than last year. And before you know it, your heart is struggling. But here's the thing, your heart is a muscle. And just like any muscle, it can get stronger no matter your age. It's never too late to take care of it, and the changes you need to make aren't as hard as you might think. First, let's talk about food. Your heart doesn't want greasy, heavy, or overly processed meals. It craves real, nourishing foods. A simple way to remember this? Eat foods that look like they came from nature. Fresh vegetables, nuts, fish, whole grains. These aren't just good for you. They're your best defense against heart disease. And if you love your morning toast, swap out white bread for whole grain. Little changes like this add up in a big way. Now, here's a question. Do you move enough? I'm not talking about running marathons or spending hours in the gym. Just a simple 30-minute walk each day can cut your risk of heart disease dramatically. Even if you can't walk long distances, just moving your body, stretching, standing up more often, doing light exercises keeps your heart strong. And let's not forget the silent killer, stress. We often think of stress as just part of life, but the truth is, stress physically harms your heart. If something is weighing you down, find ways to release it. Breathe deeply, listen to music, talk to a friend. Your heart will thank you for it. Now, let's move on to the second major cause of death after 75, falls and fractures. This one surprises a lot of people. Most of us don't think of falling as something life-threatening, but after a certain age, a simple fall can change everything. A broken hip, a bad injury, it can take away your independence in an instant. But the good news? Falls are 100% preventable. One of the main reasons people fall is because they lose strength in their legs without realizing it. It happens slowly over time, but the weaker your legs get, the harder it becomes to balance. The fix? Strengthen your legs every day. Take a few minutes to do simple exercises like standing on one foot for balance or slowly rising from a chair without using your hands. These small habits can make a massive difference. Another key thing to watch for? Your home. Many falls happen because of loose rugs, poor lighting, or clutter on the floor. Take a look around your house and ask yourself, is there anything here that could trip me up? Fixing these small hazards now can save you from a serious injury later. And finally, don't ignore your vision. Many falls happen simply because people don't see obstacles clearly. Make sure your glasses prescription is up to date and always keep your living space well lit. You've already taken the first step by learning about these risks. That's the power of awareness. The more you know, the more you can protect yourself. Now let's keep going, because there's another hidden danger that affects millions of seniors every year. One of the biggest dangers that often goes unnoticed is something that affects millions of seniors every single year, and that's respiratory diseases. Now you might be thinking, I don't smoke, so I don't have to worry about my lungs. But here's the truth, even if you've never touched a cigarette in your life, your lungs naturally weaken as you age. And if you've ever had bronchitis, pneumonia, or struggled with allergies, your risk of developing serious breathing problems is even higher. The real danger? Most people don't notice the warning signs. At first, it's just a little shortness of breath when you climb the stairs. Then maybe you start feeling winded when carrying groceries or playing with your grandkids. It happens slowly, so you don't realize your lungs are weakening until one day a simple cold turns into something serious like pneumonia. But here's the good news. You can protect your lungs starting today. First thing you need to do, keep moving. You see, your lungs are like a pair of balloons. If you don't stretch them out, they shrink, and the less air they take in, the harder it becomes to breathe over time. Deep breathing exercises, walking, and even singing can keep your lungs strong. Second, watch the air you breathe. Dust, pollution, and even strong cleaning chemicals can irritate your lungs. Make sure your home is well ventilated, and if you live in an area with poor air quality, consider using an air purifier. And most importantly, don't ignore a cough that won't go away. Many seniors brush off coughing or chest discomfort as just a little cold, but lingering symptoms can be a sign of something more serious. If you ever feel like breathing is harder than it used to be, don't wait. Talk to your doctor. Now let's talk about another major risk that many people don't even realize is life-threatening: diabetes and blood sugar problems. You might be thinking, I don't have diabetes, so this doesn't apply to me. But here's something shocking. 1 in 4 people over 65 already has diabetes and doesn't know it. And the worst part, high blood sugar doesn't always show obvious symptoms. It quietly damages your body from the inside, increasing your risk of heart attacks, strokes, nerve damage, and even blindness. The good news? You can take control of your blood sugar today, no matter your age. One of the simplest ways? Watch what you eat in the morning. Did you know that starting your day with sugary cereals, white bread, or even fruit juices can send your blood sugar skyrocketing? Instead, opt for proteins and healthy fats like eggs, nuts, or Greek yogurt to keep your energy steady all day. Another powerful way to prevent diabetes? Walking after meals. Just 10 to 15 minutes of gentle movement after eating can cut your risk of blood sugar spikes dramatically. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Walk around the house, step outside for fresh air, or even just march in place while watching TV. And if you're already dealing with blood sugar issues, don't wait until it gets worse. Small changes like drinking more water, eating more fiber, and staying active can reverse the damage and keep your body strong. We've already covered 3 of the biggest risks after 75: heart disease, falls, and lung disease. But there's one more silent danger that affects millions of seniors, and it's something that many people don't even realize is taking years off their life. There's a silent danger that creeps up on millions of people after 75, one that robs them of their strength, their energy, and even their ability to fight off illness. And that's muscle loss and malnutrition. Now, most people think of malnutrition as something that happens to people who don't have enough food. But the truth is, even people who eat 3 meals a day can be malnourished because they're not getting the right nutrients. And as we age, our bodies absorb fewer vitamins and minerals, making it even easier to develop deficiencies. The biggest sign? You start feeling weaker. Maybe you find it harder to get out of a chair, or you don't have the same stamina you used to. Maybe you've even lost a little weight without trying. That's because your muscles are shrinking, and with them, your strength and independence. But here's the good news. Muscle loss is 100% reversible. The first step? Protein. After 75, your body needs more protein than ever before to maintain muscle. But the problem? Most seniors don't eat nearly enough of it. If your meals are mostly bread, rice, or pasta, your muscles aren't getting what they need to stay strong. Instead, make sure you're getting lean meats, eggs, fish, beans, or even protein shakes every single day. The second step? Move your muscles. You don't have to lift heavy weights. Just simple resistance exercises like squeezing a stress ball, using light hand weights, or even pushing against a wall can rebuild lost muscle. And the third step? Don't ignore hydration. A lot of seniors don't drink enough water, and dehydration weakens your muscles and slows down digestion. A simple way to check? If your urine is dark yellow, you're not drinking enough. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day to keep your body working at its best. Now, there's one final danger that affects not just your body, but your mind, and even your will to live, and that's loneliness and depression. As we get older, life changes. Kids grow up and move away. Friends and loved ones pass on. The world seems to move faster, and sometimes it can feel like you're being left behind. In that feeling, it can take a bigger toll on your health than smoking or heart disease. In fact, studies show that seniors who feel lonely are at a much higher risk of early death. But here's what I want you to remember. You are not alone, and you don't have to accept loneliness as part of aging. The key is to stay engaged. Maybe that means calling an old friend, even if you haven't talked in years. Maybe it means joining a community center, a book club, or even just talking to neighbors more often. Maybe it means learning something new, because keeping your mind active with new challenges keeps your brain sharp and your heart full. And if you ever feel like you don't matter anymore, let me remind you right now, you do. You have stories, wisdom, and experiences that are priceless. Someone out there needs your voice, your kindness, your strength. So don't hide away from the world. Live fully, because every single day is a gift. We've covered the 5 biggest risks that affect people after 75. Heart disease, falls, lung disease, diabetes, and muscle loss. And now you know exactly how to protect yourself. Because aging doesn't mean losing control of your life, it means taking charge of it. So if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. What's one change you're going to make today to protect your health? I'd love to hear from you. And if you want more tips on living a long, strong, and happy life, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Because you're not just here to get older, you're here to live.